GTVRadio, DJ Premium here, bringing you the Indie Artist Music Showcase with that special touch to it because we did it last time. I'm bringing it back. It's been a cool minute, and I'm happy y'all are tuning in right now. We got my man Tony, the tortilla, but he don't crack under pressure.
Yo.
Got my man Chris Dominguez in the building one time, man. How y'all doing today?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. It's good to have y'all on again, man. It's been a long time coming. I want to say fast forward like fucking 4 months. We got Coach T in the building one time too. He'll tell me how long it's been.
What's up?
Yeah, there he is. For the fans that tuned in last time, everyone knows exactly who my man Tony is. He's the fighter that everyone's been ducking. There's reason why I say that, and we're gonna touch on that coming up in a minute. But first, we're gonna give a warm introduction to my boy Chris Dom in the building. Chris,
Yes, sir. Nice
good to see you, my man.
Yeah.
Smile it up. The pearlies, man. You're good, bro. We still got one guy that we haven't seen. Hopefully, he's not riding a motorcycle anytime soon.
Yeah. Daniel goes
every other week. Every other week, man. He's just Daniel the Ghost Rider, man. So, Chris, we're gonna tap in with Tony in a minute, but Chris, why don't you go ahead and tell?
Do I look at this camera?
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, tell people a little bit about yourself and kind of what got you into this world.
More so, I just graduated from college when it was about like 2 months, and I was from California, so I moved here from Vegas. My older brother lives here, so I moved out here with him, and I graduated with a psychology degree, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't really want to move back home after school. So I wanted to have like bigger plans, and I was actually like didn't really look like this. Coach knows I was like probably like 50, 45 pounds heavier first day I met him, so.
You weighed like 184.
Probably, yeah, the first time I was scared to get on the scale.
Dog, the last time I weighed 184 you're kind of heavy, bitch.
Like,
I'm 240.
If I had my ID on me, the picture, I'd literally get, they think it's a fake ID, so.
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So I've came a long way, so I got into it just more to get more fit, but I've done wrestling my whole life, so I've actually been into like competitive sports, My dad was hard on me growing up pretty much my whole life, really hard. My main coach growing up, so he was always there taking me to tournaments pretty much weekly, so weekends we were busy growing up, so that was pretty much it.
What age did you start? I'll ask.
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Pretty much probably, and I would say probably like 5.5, and more so I was more of a bigger kid too. He was like a huskier kid. And I just got into it just because he wanted me to slimmer down, because I was getting bullied for being that chubbier kid, and I would come home and complain to him, and he was like, "Well, do something about it." I was like, "All right," so I got into it, and over time you get better at stuff. It takes time.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, I was just doing it just to do it for fun, and it was fun to me. And then over time, I just got better and then better, obviously. So I started competing with some of the elite guys, and then we would travel to get better competition. Like I said, every weekend. Seemed like I didn't really have any fun growing up, but still, it was good times. I loved wrestling, so that's really what kept it going. For me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so kind of fast forward, you've been wrestling for, at this point, about 2-3 years?
Wrestling. Or doing MMA?
Doing MMA. Well, we'll say because you transitioned from wrestling into MMA.
Yeah,
right?
So I'm 24 now, so probably been wrestling. It pretty much seems my whole life. Like I feel my body is pretty much feeling this wrestling.
Okay.
But doing MMA, it's probably been, I'd have to say roughly 10, 11 months off and on though, because I was looking at memories on Snapchat actually the other day, and I was seeing some when I was at a bigger face because you can see the year-ago ones. And I was like, oh, that's crazy, because you can see how far
135.
you can see how far you came.
Jesus, so that's like a 50-pound drop.
Yeah,
though.
and you can see I feel much better too, healthier. I wake up
good. That's
with
good.
better energy. It's just better. You don't realize it till you actually get to that position. So I'm glad I'm in a good place.
Oh, of course, my man. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties on the streaming right now. But if you are tapped into us radio-wise, you get nothing but crystal clear audio. With that, we're going to transition right now to my man, Tony, a.k.a. Tortilla.
What's up?
But this motherfucker doesn't break, bro. He doesn't break. Man, I just want to give you a quick compliment on your persistence. Because I know that it's been kind of a battle trying to get you in a bout, and you kept pushing on. You kept not practicing. DJ language. You kept putting in the work. They needed, kept the trainings up. I know Coach Teddy over here was fucking on your ass too, bro. How's that been kind of going from then until now? And then we'll go ahead and touch into this fight that happened recently.
Well, you know how it is. Like, yeah, as an amateur fighter, you don't really get like training camps and stuff, so you always just have to kind of be ready 24/7 for a fight. So like you're always training and stuff, so like you get the call for a fight, you get ready and stuff, you get hyped, and all of a sudden like it falls through and it's like, oh man, it's like, so it's a little disappointing because like you get hyped, you get ready, you're doing all this like mental preparation, all this stress, going through all like the like little in and outs of fighting that people don't really see, like all the paperwork, weight cutting, all that little stuff.
We drive 5 hours, sometimes the guy don't even show up.
Yeah, like you drive in there, travel, get there just for your guy to not show up. So in that aspect, it's a little like disappointing, a little like frustrating, but then like eventually you just got to keep at it, keep training, because you know the day's gonna come eventually. So at the end of the day, you just gotta think like, well, at least I'm getting ready for when the day does come. So finally the day did come, and like 3 days ago, finally had my first MMA debut.
The bout.
Had the bout.
Let the people know what round you ended him in.
Third round.
There
I think it was like less than like a minute into the third round. Rear naked choke. But the whole fight, I feel like it was pretty, like, rewatching it, like, I'm a pretty honest dude. I keep honest with myself. I keep myself humble.
As you should.
But even then, like, looking back at the fight, I feel like the whole fight, I was kind of, like, dominant. I feel like I was winning the whole fight. So, and, like, just that constant pressure, I feel like he couldn't keep up. So, third round came in, and then I feel like he kind of gave out a little mentally. And just kind of was like, he broke. I think I broke him. So, like, third round, I got the choke and finished him.
Now, my co-host Exquisite Complex isn't here right now, but that's one of the things that he likes to really touch on when it comes to being a fighter is the mental toughness that you need. I'm gonna go back to you real quick, Chris, because this is our first time interacting.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
like I already have an idea of how Tony's idea and mental is. I already have an idea about Isaiah's mental is. I know how fucking mental tough Carlos is. We're not even gonna touch that motherfucker right now, bro.
That's a whole different level of things.
How's it been for you mentally, just trying to get in the zone, stay in shape? I mean, you come from a history of fighting, but it's also that physical progression, which I know weighs heavily on fighters also.
It's honestly been pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie, because I work because I have to provide for myself.
Of course.
More so of just being able to make time to recover, because I don't want to overwork myself, but I feel like most of the time I am like really tired. But that's what makes me want to keep going, because when I feel like I relax too much, I get lazy and I don't want to get back into what started like 11 months ago.
Of course.
I feel like pretty much rock bottom when I met Coach Teddy out here, and he's kind of like been here the whole way. Same with Tony. I met him my first few days, and Isaiah. So pretty much from there on, it's just been good vibes and good energy, and it's crazy because I graduated school with psychology and I fight MMA. And I tell that to everyone, and when I beat people,
people's heads in.
Yeah, they're like this complete opposites, but like in their cage, like it's crazy. Like I'm actually, when you in the cage is different, but when outside of it, I'm actually like really cool, and deep down we can have full combos and
of course
tell. But in the cage, it's either you or me. It's who's gonna win, who's it gonna be?
Doggy dog.
And that's how you got to see.
The dog took an X-ray of his chest. Saw dogs in him. Got that dog in him, my boy.
Who's it gonna be? Yeah.
We touched on mental toughness and what it does. Like some people say, you're afraid. Can you touch base on your situation, or you don't want to talk about it?
Which one?
Fears.
Growing up.
Fears.
Yeah. You and your dad.
Yeah, I can. It's just I didn't know if it's It's
No.
Well, just when I was 15, like I said, I just wrestled my whole life. So it's like a story you can just Google on my name, Chris Dominguez, whatever, wrestling. It was like I was cutting weight for like a tournament, like a Wednesday night type thing, just same thing. And I just remember this not so much because I had a math test the next day, so it was kind of like I had to cut weight and study at the same time. So I was like a multitasker, and so I did that, showered, everything, relaxing after trying to study, and then here knocking at the door. It's already nighttime, like 8:30, 8:45, and my mom's just at her desk, doing she was working online. Yeah. My dad's just watching TV, relaxing after always taking me to be my coach, taking me to practice to and from. So here knocking on the door, and the guy's like at the window. You know how there's like windows, the little rectangle windows? Yeah. The guy's like zoomed in like close like this, like binoculars.
Really
and he's
like peeking in,
Yeah, so it's like heavy breathing too, so you can't really tell who it is. And it's a darker guy, darker skin, And my brother at the time had a lot of guys, best friends that would come stay the night every weekend that had the same complexion. So my mom couldn't tell whether or not, because like I said, it was late.
If it was
if it was him, because they were just knocking. And they asked for my brother's name specifically, you know, they said Dom. And my mom was still, you know, sketch about it, so she didn't really react. And she had my dad come, and he's the one that was like, you know, oh, whatever, who is it? You know, that's just how it is when you're like at your house. You're just going to be like, all right, let me open it, whatever. And he opened it, and I was looking down at the angle because, you know, I'm nosy, you know, it's my house too, I live there. So I was just looking, and it felt like a movie when you feel it, because like the angle was just so perfect where you can see them.
Yeah.
And they just like came in. So pretty much it was like 5 of them. You know, the ski mask type movies, like, I don't know, kind of like really movie type stuff. Those ski masks, the black ones, those hockey ones. You know, pump, shotgun, pretty much I think M14, they had like a pistol. I remember like a silver revolver for sure, because that one had the pistol whip in my head.
Oh, damn.
Staples there. So yeah, it was a long night, you know. So it's pretty,
So yeah, it was a long night.
I ended with some staples.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going into further depth, so yeah, they had us pretty much, I'd say estimate like 45 minutes in the corner, just ransacking all our stuff, because at the time, my brother's a big, like you say, he's a DJ producer, he makes beats, so he has, and we were actually lived together, he has this whole setup just like you. Like, he makes beats, so they would, at the time, they thought we had money because he would be posting on his YouTube a lot, get a lot of like thousands of views. So they would just see the background and they would notice like, oh, he has this, that. So they think the family has money, you know. But in reality, we don't. My dad worked hard for everything he has, you know. Owns a business and stuff. So back to the story. 45 minutes go by. My dad's like, are they gonna take our stuff and what are they gonna do after that? What's the next move, you know? So he was like, we're over this. I'm gonna pretty much. He told me, oh, I remember that exactly. He's like, and we turned this way against the couch. They had us in like at the front little guest living room. And he was like, I'm just going to attack the guy that was holding us at the door. It was like some small guy, but they gave him the pump for a reason, you know, because he's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
Talking the most, like he was the biggest guy. I was like, okay, bro, like, you're lucky you have that pump. But my dad saw that, so he saw it, and he was like, I'm going to let you guys go, because it was my brother, too. He was at the time 9. And my mom, and we had a young dog.
You guys are fairly young in this situation.
Yeah, so that's what I was only a freshman in high school. That's crazy too. So, and then I went back to school too, and I tried to wrestle that weekend. So this story is actually pretty long too. But
you're good. It's your story.
Yeah, going off. It's pretty much. Yeah, I feel like I can write a whole documentary later on. But that's just. I feel like it's still going. The story as you know, we're talking. But yeah, off that 45 minutes, whatever. My dad gets that guy. And he's right there by the door, because, you know, it's like the door, and then I gave her guest living room right there. They should have put us in the farther one, you know, to be smarter, but they weren't thinking either. And yeah, so my dad got him, and me, just my like I said, it's just more of the
mental toughness.
Yeah, told me to like, if you leave, it's 5-on-1, bro. Like you're gonna live with that, the regret of your dad, you know, going out because of you, you know, or you're gonna stay here and fight with him and go out with him like I don't know, just like a dog mentality. You know, he raised me that way too, like. I'm not gonna say like I love him because but he was so hard on me and like he raised me so hard. But I love it because that's what made me so strong now to realize that where I really can control, you know. So
I feel you.
This story's kind of
no. You're
but
good,
after
man.
a while, yeah, he got him, and then the guys that were all ransacking, you should tell it looks like a murder scene after kind of when you see the house after we had to move away for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so. The guys realized what's going on. Then my dad I'm just happy my mom and my little bro got out, you know.
Uh-huh.
And they were so mad because we had a new dog just 2 weeks before, and they kept barking because it was scared. And like either you tell that dog to shut up, or I'm gonna shoot his head off. And I remember that guy saying it downstairs. And there's one more thing. They needed an extra bag to get my brother. So he had a laptop just like that one. I think the older, just like the first gen. And they had my wrestling gear because I just dropped it by the door every time I got home. My shoes, my everything right there. And he was trying to take out my stuff. I was like, dude, not my bag, bro. I have a tournament this weekend. It was Masters. The one before state. So you got Masters, you got to qualify top 6. And if you get top 6, you go to Cali State. And just making Cali State is hard, you know. Like, it's an honor just to even get there. So, I competed, so keep going. I'll get back to that, but keep going off that. So they stayed back. I stayed back with my dad. Something in my mind told me, like, bro, it clicked. And it was just like that mindset. It triggered, and then I saw it. They came down. They just told my dad to stop. And my dad was controlling the little guy. Like I said, he was like a small, like 130 probably, 5'5", 5'4". So Yeah, he had him controlled and just had him like this. Yeah, he had him like this. Like, he had the shotgun like this. So he had him like chicken wing, double chicken wing type style, controlling him with the shotgun. So the guy was like done. And the guys were like, okay, they saw what's going on. So they let go of all their stuff. Come down the stairs, just like, oh, I got him. So I hit the first guy I see. They're all tall guys. So he was probably like 6 foot, honestly. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even know if they had their mask on. I can't even remember at this point. But I feel like they did, partially, whatever. And I took him out, and I was thinking more of like a movie type scene where you put him over this railing and it breaks and they fall over, but that didn't happen. So all 3 of them came. Started pistol whipping the back of my head. I started bleeding and stuff. And then that's when they realized that I was fighting back. And my dad noticed that I stayed back because, like I said, we were supposed to be just him. He didn't. This whole time, he didn't know I stayed there. And I stayed back, and he noticed because I would have these pajamas on. I would always wear after practice. It's the same ones, you just have these comfy ones.
Yeah.
I was wearing those, and he noticed from the corner of his eye, like a dad instinct. You see your son, fighting against 3. I was literally in there. I was fighting that, like literally.
Whooping their ass, yeah.
But they got me with the pistol. That's why I was bleeding. I had to get some stitches and stuff. But other than that, yeah, he saw, and his instinct let go of the guy he was holding to come help his son. So he climbed up like 4 or 5 stairs because I was only midway up. The stairs goes up and then up again. So I was met him halfway because he was aiming his gun at my dad. So I hit him right before he can even think about, that just reaction. I'm going to block it away. So there, and my dad let go of the guy, not thinking, just going to help my son. That's what I'm going to do, is to get my son a submission, you go. And he let go, and we didn't think they would come to shoot, we thought they were just trying to all show. And I still, to this day, don't think they do, yeah. Just reaction, they shot because my dad, came and helped me, and then he started fighting with them too to get him off me because he saw them pistol with me. You should tell. I wish we had live cameras in the house because it'd be like a movie, But yeah, that pretty much. Once the guy, I think one of this off instincts, like I said, he shot, and the shells, the shotgun has a shell and the beads shot.
Yeah,
hit my whole dad, yeah. And luckily they said it was like 1 in a million shot where it hit at the angle, but it broke his whole shoulder blade, but didn't hit where he went paralyzed or anything. He's still able to walk to this day. And
that's good.
Yeah, and
that's the happy ending I was hoping for.
Yeah,
bro.
Exactly. So he's still good to this day. Yeah, and I have one bead in here, so how it has the beads.
Yeah.
And it went through there's the opening in your bone, so. It's still in there. They couldn't take it out, and I feel it a lot. You can actually see
it's there. It's there.
Yeah.
It's there. It makes you who you are now.
Yeah. So pretty much that happened, and then that night we get transported to different hospitals. Like I said,
motherfucker still went to go compete that same weekend.
I had to cut weight too, so the next day I had to you have to go to school to be able to go to practice. So at least a couple hours. It was 3 or 4 hours, they said. So I went, and the athletic director knew the whole situation. So that night, the principal of my school, it was a small school. I went to school with 300 kids, so it was a really small private school. I went there for more so the education and the values, and more so the sports too. They had a good rate of sports.
Of course.
Yeah. So I still try to compete 2 days later because this was I think it was a Wednesday or Thursday. I don't really know the date, but I know that for sure. And then going off that, I competed, won my first match. Taped up the arm because I could barely move it at the time. Now I'm kind of used to it. And then taped it up. I booped the guy. You can Google YouTube. I don't know if I can cuss on this, but yeah, literally, he was a senior too, so this is his last chance. You have to be top 6. And this guy's pretty good, a Greco guy, I guess. He was a thrower, so I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna stay under him. And pretty much the video they had the film crew because this was big on the Modesto Beach where I'm from too.
Modesto, okay.
Yeah, they were all there.
I know the area well.
Yeah, that's why I grew up. I went to Central Catholic High School.
Okay.
It's a private school right there in Modesto, in the ghetto. I stayed luckily right in the side on Salida, which is the little outskirts. It's its own town, technically. But down the street, it's Modesto. So I say Modesto.
I feel you.
That type of vibes. But yeah, I competed like I said, and then I get a text from my athletic director while I'm sleeping mid-match. It's like a hockey rink, so I'm sleeping on the floor. And my dad said he got a text from my athletic director that they DQ'd me because I didn't get the sports clearance you need. And bro, I train all season. It's you work all year for one goal. Yeah.
You train all that season. You go through probably one of the more traumatic experiences that any adolescent should go through, and you still came mentally ready to compete. Which is just a whole new level of preparation that I don't even like only people who are in the fucking military really, I feel like, brace themselves for encounters like that. And here you are, 14, 15, going to some shit, which shows a testament to your mental capacity today, especially getting into the ring. So it's really powerful for you to hear that, not only as a fighter but as an individual as well, because I know a lot of fighters have their own demons, and that's what really pushes them.
Everyone has demons. I feel like they're fighting. You can't see it, but they're there,
really
you know.
Pushes them
and that's
to
what
go
I
to that
can
next
see,
level.
because like I see, like because I'm pretty, like, I'm not gonna say I'm the most educated guy, but I see stuff like deeper values, you know, where put it into perspective and stuff, and you go off that, and you can really see how tough someone really is, and once you push them to that pace, I don't know. I feel like that's really just part of the story. Like I said, you know, I'm just not done yet.
Of course.
And like I said, a year ago, like a coach had knows the whole thing. Like I just came out here, I didn't know what to do, and my pretty much like my uncle to me, Uncle Mario, put me on to Coach Teddy, and then I met him first time, and then went out there, and then that's how we met, and then I just came out here.
We were in Arizona. Before we were walking out, the guy goes, "Hey man," because he was bouncing a He was one of those, "Hey, is your guy scared or nervous?" And I said to myself, I didn't tell him so. I'm like, no. You're fighting 5 days with a gun. You worried about a fist fight? No, it ain't going down like that, bro.
We're going to take a quick music break. We're going to come back to this special interview with Tony, my man, the Tortilla. That's not even your nickname, but I just like calling you that because I know you don't fucking break, bro.
Dope.
And then, of course, Chris Dom, a.k.a. Christian Dominguez, but Chris Dom. This is the GTVRadio Indie Artist Music Showcase. We actually have a couple picks for Tony, some of his Get Ready tracks. So we're going to play these two really fast, and then we'll come back with some more for y'all. We out. So GTV Radio, DJ Prina, the Indie Artist Music Showcase, where we showcase independent talent. I'm going to change it right now. Independent talent. We got my man Tony in the building one time. We got Chris Dom in the building one time. Two of the most exquisite up-and-coming fighters we have in the Vegas Valley. And, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to put money in that because I feel like anybody could just knock me out. Listen, I have a glass jaw. It's not made of steel. But I will put money on these two that their futures are going to blossom extremely well very soon. We have Coach Teddy in the building with us right now. He is a force to be reckoned with. Been in the game.
Sign up, and shut up!
Been in the game 20 plus years.
Right there,
20 plus years, whether it's training, whether it's fighting, whether it's just the mindset it takes to be in a business such as MMA, such as mixed martial arts. I'm dumb as shit over here. Yeah. So even if you're listening as an upcoming fighter, you need to get in touch with Coach Teddy. This motherfucker right here, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to pick his cards, and if you got it, you got it. And right now I'm sitting in front of two gentlemen who fucking have it. We're gonna switch gears back to my man Tony really fast. We're gonna tap back into this fight that happened. Was it Friday? Saturday. It was Saturday. Where did the fight happen at?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Fuck that drive.
Yeah. Long drive.
Very long drive, man. And so, listening earlier, we already kind of got a good idea of the mental preparation that you had to go through this. Kind of a lot of people kind of ducking fights, but you still kind of staying mental tough and of course physically active, man. What was the difference in the physical journey to get ready for this fight than what it was for the last few?
Well, I feel like physically it was kind of all the same. I'm always like doing all the road work, like whether it's running, doing like just working out, doing my workouts.
Okay.
Always doing what I'm supposed to be doing to always make sure I'm ready to fight. But I definitely think like not on a physical aspect, but mentally it was different because like obviously my past fights have been like kickboxing fights and stuff. And like, yeah, those are fine and dandy and stuff, but obviously I want to be a MMA fighter, a mixed martial artist. So like I started fighting. Actually, like a couple days ago was actually like the 1 year anniversary since I started like actually competing and stuff.
Okay.
So it was like a year of just like fighting and stuff and not doing MMA, but like a full year of just fighting and doing other fights to get ready for the MMA fight.
Okay.
So I feel like when it really came down to this fight, it was a lot more like, I wouldn't say bigger because more meaningful. Like, cause like
a bigger picture.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't want to like put it on a platform higher because then at the end of the day I'm like gonna freak out.
Well, no, of course.
but it is like a little more meaningful to me because at the end of the day, like this is my dream. This is like what I dreamed as a kid.
Now I know as far as this fight kind of crossing back into that MMA realm now, you don't wear the knee pads, do you?
For this fight, yeah, you don't wear shin guards.
How was that?
It was good. Honestly, I thought it was gonna hurt a lot more. Like I was kind of scared going into the fight. I'm like, oh, this shit's gonna hurt. But like after like the first couple kicks, like you don't even feel it. Like when you're going there, your adrenaline and stuff. After the fight, I felt it a little, but like during the fight, like I didn't feel it at all. Like it felt good.
Yeah, like just like the check. And then like, oh, this is
the real deal. This is the real deal.
Now I'm throwing real kicks. It don't hurt. I'm throwing some real kicks.
How is the training different for that than it is training for kickboxing?
A lot more grappling oriented because obviously in kickboxing you can't grapple and stuff.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot more jiu-jitsu, grappling, like being able to mix in my takedowns with my striking.
Okay.
Movement, just making sure like I'm doing the right things in the right positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there's different for that, and then also just like mentally, physically, like always just getting ready. But other than that, I'd say it's like pretty much the same, other than just like the grappling aspects, like jiu-jitsu and like positioning stuff.
Now, this is like the like coming of age question I'm gonna ask. Given that I know the history of fight, then no fight, fight, then no fight, fight, then no fight. It's almost like when and again, if your parents are listening, I do apologize. It's almost like when you lose your virginity. It's like, oh shit, it's happening.
Yeah.
The motherfucker's fighting you finally.
Your heart kind of drops.
How was that experience, man?
Honestly, like when I first get the news for a fight, I'm gonna be honest, like when I first get the news, like I'm scared. Like I'm not gonna be honest. Like I go through a lot of like mental preparation, a lot of like, and then like when I first get the news of the fight, I'm like kind of scared. I always think, I'm like, oh, this dude's like fucking buff. This dude's big. This dude's like,
I can see that. And I try to see as a psychology guy, I see that, and he kind of came to me, and I'm glad he did, like before this last fight, and he was like, bro, how did you prepare? And I was like, bro, just tell yourself you're a dog, you know? Yeah. You gotta tell yourself, and then you tell yourself you trained too hard.
Get that dog in him, my boy.
And like it goes from weeks from the fight, I'm like not confident, I'm scared. And then as the days go by and I get closer and closer to the fight and I'm training more and more and more, like my mindset just like
switches,
flips, and like I go from being scared to like all of a sudden like one day I'm like, all right, he's not that scary, and then the next day I'm like, this dude ain't shit, and then like finally like, and then like
this motherfucker's a cupcake,
and then like at the end of, like, and then like by the time I get to the fight, I'm like, I'm not even scared. Like like to me, like at the end of the day, like I view him as like a stepping stone. Like at the end of the day, like I'm a god. Like when I step in that ring, like at the end of the day, that nerve don't matter, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna come when I come.
Of course,
I'm gonna come to do what I set out to do, and that's be the best. So, and at the end of the day, you're an obstacle, and I gotta destroy you. You know, at the end of the day, you know.
And I know this fight was also broadcast, and I know you have the link to it, so I definitely want that link so I can go ahead and just broadcast that shit more on different platforms, bro. So we're gonna switch it back up to really fast to Chris. When was your last fight? This past Saturday too, right?
No, unfortunately not. I wanted it to be.
Okay.
But I don't think it was July 27th.
Okay.
I flew into Fresno, where I graduated college, and stayed there with some friends.
Okay.
And then they drove me to Reedley, which is about like 30 minutes. And the promotion got me a hotel room, which was nice. So I stayed there the night before and made sure my weight was good. You know, it's Epsom salt bath and just relaxed. Made sure I was good. There's a process. You got to make sure there's time for recovery. That's why I said it's key. It really is to the process. So I had the biggest bag you can get from Walgreens, and people were like, "Boy, looking at me like I was weird," because I had like carbonated water and the Epsom salt. That's it. Yeah. So went there.
You need.
Yeah, literally. It was like $6-7. So I was like, that's all I want to pay too. Perfect. Yep. Pin. Here we go. Give me a bag. Yes, and we're good. That was it. And then, I thankfully had growing up, one of my childhood coaches, wrestling coaches, corner me.
Okay.
He also trains MMA fighters, but more
That's
so
That's what's up.
Owned wrestling. Shout out to Vasky Bros. He owned his own wrestling community, like gym. I'm back there. He has his own little farm gym. That's what they call it. It's a nice little vibe. And yeah, so I got a win there, unanimous decision, pretty dominant. You know, I wanted to finish him, but when you're in there, you don't really like. Now that I look back on it and you watch it, I see where I could have just finished it so many times.
Of course.
But when you're in there, it's different. You know, you're just like, dude, I could have been. All you need is one little thing. You could have been finished it earlier than it should have went. Like, But you see, that's why I like wanting to be consistent, want to keep going, because I feel like right now, like Tony, he's young, he's still 19, that's what we're saying. He's gonna be
a fucking
a dog.
beast, bro.
He's already
He's
a dog.
He's a beast, bro.
I train with this guy every day as my partner, so I could see as we grown together, it's gonna be great seeing this guy. So as we go, that's why I tell him, you're still young, bro. So even if you have a bad day, it's okay. Me, I'm 24. A bad day is in 5 years. It's different. I think about it. I overthink a lot. I think a lot, yeah, because my brain. So I overthink. I'm like, bro, you got 5 years, and you're saying you had a bad day. I had a bad day. So yeah, it's just I don't know. But one thing I'll tell you is it was really hard to put the mindset into the cage of telling yourself that, this guy's not better than me. I had it. Like my second fight, I did not have that. I went home. I flew back to Stockton, actually. Shout out to 209. Diaz brothers. Yeah, I flew in there. Thought I was, coming off that fresh first round in Arizona, 50 whatever seconds. And I just wanted to be consistent. I was like rushing into it, without my coach and stuff. I just sent it. Had my dad find me a matchup at 209, whatever. Went in and I didn't do, my mindset wasn't there. I could tell before I was just like not really there. And I have a lot of family stuff that, like my mom, and just a lot of stuff back home that's not really the best. So that's why I had to get away too, for my own good.
Of course.
But I still, I was just there with them like actually a couple weeks ago, so it was good to check in. But yeah, I could tell that fight before I was nervous. So when I stepped in there, it wasn't me. But now I've been trusting myself more, little by little. This last fight wasn't perfect either. It was actually, I realized I'm realizing my flaws. So that's why I'm trying to stay consistent.
Okay.
And that's really what it is, the process. You see,
time, bro.
It takes a lot of time.
It's literally like mat time. It's like a wrestling tournament. That's what my dad was saying. Consistent. Growing up, I was like, dude, I'm trying to go to like Boomers this weekend, and my friends are going to go karts. They said the whole day passed. Like, nah, we're going to Clovis.
That's kind of what I want to tap back into. It is I feel like a lot of people don't understand the sacrifices that you all have to necessarily make in order to kind of, and I don't want to call it a lifestyle.
It is,
but it really is. It really is.
What people don't see is they see the guy that goes to the weigh-in. They see the guy that comes out to the music.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they know about you.
That's on page 1. Page 2, 3, and 4 is like, for an example, we wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Tony wakes up the day before the fight. He wants to go hit pads and work out. Nah, bro, we gotta chill, relax. Because listen, all the work is done.
Yeah.
Like you take a guy, for example, Derek Lewis.
Okay.
He'll tell you he ain't fighting no 5 rounds. He wants 3 rounds. That's it. Why? Because the camp is hard. All you want to do is they forget about the guy cutting weight. I've been driving sometimes where the guy's got to lose 6 pounds before they get there.
Yeah.
These guys are disciplined. They know how to cut the weight because they've wrestled before. They know how to cut those corners. But the preparation to the fight, nobody gets to really see. So this is what you do. You're fighting, okay, cool. All your friends are calling you. Can I get a free ticket? Where's the after fight party? Let's go hang out and party. Bro, leave it alone. We could do that when we're all done. Yeah, as time goes on, like I said before, the path that they're both on is way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Way ahead of the game. If you stay consistent.
Which is what I feel like y'all are doing.
Yeah.
And again, back to it, it's that no one really understands the sacrifices that come into it. The extracurriculars that you have to cut out in order to, again, like Coach Hetty said, to stay ahead of the game, to have that mindset, to have that discipline. I mean, even for you, and I want to dawn on it as in, you're still, in my eyes, I'm fucking 30. So in my eyes, you hearing that you're 19, me, bro, you're still a kid.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of shit that like I've experienced.
Literally still a kid.
Yeah. Sometimes you miss work. So explain or kind of give us what your mindset is with kind of sacrificing a lot of growth on like a societal aspect versus growth within your passion, within this lifestyle.
Well, first of all, fighting is a lifestyle. Like, you don't wake up and say, okay, today I'm gonna be a fighter, today I'm gonna be this and that. You're a fighter 24/7, whether you're training or not. Like, you're always making conscious decisions that are going to affect you in fighting. Like, even down to like certain things, like when I get home, like what I eat, because I know I have to go practice right after. So it's like, do I really want to eat this? Because if I eat this, I'm gonna feel like crap. So
that shit
I always like try to make sure you eat.
You'll feel that too in training too.
So
yes, you don't eat for satiation. You eat to survive,
for fuel, for carbs, so I can get through my workouts. But on a societal aspect, like socially, obviously I'm a teenager, I'm a 19-year-old. I get invited to parties, birthday parties, like just whatever, any function that's going on.
Yeah.
And as like a kid, even like Christian, he can relate to this, is like a lot of those like events that like my homies are going out or this, that, like I miss out on. And like, honestly, me personally, like that's why I feel like when you have a passion, it's okay, because like personally, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, because I get to.
That's good. That's
I get
good.
to
Feel
go.
good.
I feel
good.
like me personally, I feel good and I feel the best when I get to go train and I get to become a better person, a better fighter, because I know at the end of the day, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So at the end of the day, like missing out those functions, like yeah, it sucks, but it's a small sacrifice for what I want in the future.
For a huge reward.
Oh, yeah.
But there definitely are days where it's like, oh man, I really want to go see this movie with my friends, or like, oh man, I really want to go to this party and have fun with my friends, but I have practice and I have to go practice. So, but I feel like at first it really sucked, but then eventually like you kind of get good at like kind of balancing a little. Like now, I pretty much just learned to function my days and schedule my days around training. So it's like, all right, you cool, you want to hang out? All right, cool, I'm down to hang out after practice, but or like I'm down to do this a little like way before practice or way like after practice. And
that's one thing I'll say and really give you a testament to your character as an individual is I know people who are in their fucking mid 20s, like Chris over here, who are even older than fucking Coach Teddy over here, who just don't have any societal skills, and it's just like it's a waste. But here you are, so driven, so determined to become the next great. Like you're making all these incredible sacrifices, but looking at you and even how you speak, it's almost like you wouldn't think that you're making these sacrifices. Like you don't do this, that, you're a fucking robot. It's like, no. Like you have a certain level of charisma about you. You have a certain level of uniqueness about you that when people see you, all they see is page 5, but they don't understand page 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to that shit. Which I feel, which I feel is a testament to you, because you don't see that often. You don't see people who are like, even producers that I know who've been producing at 15 and they're on the grind day in, day out. For example, I'm gonna say DJ Khaled, motherfucking me seems weird. Yeah. Like I don't think he has a lot of social skills, but it's because of that dedication. But here you are with that dedication, being so young, you can't fucking tell,
can't
bro.
reverse that either.
How many 19-year-olds you know that run 3-5 miles?
Motherfucker, I don't run 3-5
Got that
miles.
energy. That gas tank is crazy.
When I was 19, I wasn't 3 to 5 miles. Nah.
I think it's just because like growing up, like this is obviously a dream for me. This is my passion. So
yeah.
Like I don't want to half-ass it. Like I want to be the best in the world. Like, I confidently want to say that like at the end of the day, like I want to go down as the best mixed martial artist. Like when people think of mixed martial arts, they associate it with my name. And also I feel like a big part of it too is like my whole life I've kind of done a lot of things for other people, like whether it's like just getting good grades, going to school, like trying to fit in socially. It's always been for other people, but I feel like confidently this is the first thing in my life I'm doing wholeheartedly for myself. Like me, I could be going to college right now. I could be doing something safe, you know, like quote unquote safe, like working a normal job, doing a 9 to 5, going to school, like every other average kid. But at the end of the day, this is for me. Like at the end of the day, this is what I want in my life. So I'm willing to sacrifice everything for this.
Exactly.
So the parties aren't shit to me. Going out is shit to me. Because at the end of the day, when I'm 40 years old, when I'm 50 years old, I want to be able to look back and think every goal I wanted in my life, everything I wanted to accomplish in my life, every challenge, every aspect of my life, I set out and I fucking destroyed it. I fucking accomplished it.
Got you those 6 fucking title belts, bro.
I wanna, yeah.
Speaking that shit into existence.
Like, I wanna reach every peak. I wanna touch every valley. I want to feel the lows. I want to feel the highs. I want to feel on top of the world. I want to feel rock bottom. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes my life. You know, like who the fuck cares about going out with a friend and getting fucked up? Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's cool in the moment, but I'm not gonna remember that shit like a month from now.
What is that really getting for you?
The next day, it's not gonna be very good.
Yeah, like so, like at the end of the day, like this is more than just something I do. Like this is who I am. This is all I ever wanted. So
it's identity, bro. No identity.
It's who I am. And like I feel like
plan your life around.
It's for me. Like
Yeah.
I want to do this because myself is my number one motivation because I want to accomplish this for myself. But also another part of it is the people that believe in me. My sister. Like I do this a lot for my sister because I just want to prove to her.
That
Yeah,
last
she's a
time
really
too,
big.
yeah.
She's a really big motivation just because like she like saved my life at some point. Like there were some times where I didn't want to wake up. Like I didn't want to be on this earth like one more second. But I was just here because of her. Because like she's all I had, and I just want to like, and in a sense, I feel like she gave me so much life and allowed me to stay here and keep working. So I just want to like, the only way I feel I can return that to her is to show her that like anything you want to do on this planet, you just got to set out your heart and do it. And like whatever you want to do, just make sure you're giving it your all. And so that's why I try so hard.
No, I got you, man. We're going to take one more quick music break. We're going to come back with my guys, Tony and Dom. Close it out on what they got coming up next. This is GTV Radio, the Indie Artist Music Showcase. DJ Prenup right here. We'll catch you in a minute. GTV Radio, DJ Prenup here, bringing you the Indie Artist Music Showcase. We are showcasing an artistry of its own, and that is fucking fighting. Listen, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I think I said that like 30 times the last interviews, but that is a quote that will stand the test of time because fighting in all categories is just a unique art form of its own, whether it's wrestling, whether it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whether it's Muay Thai, all forms of mixed martial arts. As an individual, and just to encompass those styles is just truly unique. And we have two unique individuals as you close out tonight's for the show. I just want to say big thank you, Tony, for pulling up. Big thank you, Chris, for pulling up. Big thank you, Coach T, for bringing these two gentlemen, especially Chris Dom in here, man.
Thank you for having me, bro.
We missed you last time, bro.
Yeah,
man.
Crazy. You used to have a crazy work schedule.
Hey, trust me.
Ugliest hour.
I understand, bro.
Now
I
I got to
understand.
get a little bit better, so I'm feeling good. Life's good now.
So I know we have a couple fights coming up in a minute. We'll go ahead and start off with you first, Chris. Tell us about this fight that you have coming up next.
Yeah, it's gonna be October 15th, Bakersfield. Shout out MMA Fight Pass. I'm gonna go perform out there for the first time, see what's up. Looks like it's gonna be a good time. You know, I'm just ready to go out there and show how much I've improved. You know,
Exactly.
I know it's a process and I know it's a game. Cause I see the deeper vision. At first, I was telling myself, am I even getting better? Or am I just doing this to get skinnier? And still, I can tell I'm getting better as I go. And obviously, I have a long way to go. But that's what I love about it. It's just you're never gonna be where you want to be. So that's what's so good about it. And I like the wrestling where it comes together with it too. So going off that, that's just somewhere. That's the next one, and then after October 15th, we're planning on. I think we signed it November 19th, which would be here in Vegas.
Okay.
Did they say where it's at yet, or
the
what?
Vegas Bell.
Circa. I thought maybe Thomas Mack, but Circa, I guess.
Okay.
Circa.
Okay.
And this is a big name too. He has 324K followers apparently. I just searched him because my dad's the one. I sent it to my dad. He's the one. He's still like my scout. You know, I was like, here, search him up because my coach sent it to me. I sent it to my dad. I was like, here, tell me if it's good or not.
Let me know.
He's like, let me do some
Alex
research.
coming to the fight.
He said,
Ringside, baby.
exactly. Yeah, that would be sweet to have
I'm gonna
you.
be there. I'm gonna be there.
I'll rep that shirt. I have that one too.
We out here, boy.
I wore
GTV
that
Radio, my
last
boy.
fight.
Let's get it. And then Tony, man, what's this next bout that you have coming up?
Nothing finalized yet, but we're aiming for November 5th for Fierce Fighting Championship in Salt Lake City.
FFC and SLC UT.
Yeah.
Bars, right? Just before we conclude on tonight, I want to give a big shout out over here to Best Price Fireworks. If you want those fireworks coming up, hit these motherfuckers up, bro. Let me tell you right now. Cha-ching! They have the kaboom for the explosions that you need at the price that you desire. Best price, best. Try that again.
Best price fireworks.
BestPriceFireworks.com. Best Price Fireworks. They have the kaboom that you need for the price that you desire. Hit them up. Place your orders very, very soon because orders are coming up crazy. They have a lot of crazy stuff planned out just to showcase their inventory. So if you need them Best Price Fireworks, make sure you get them BestPriceFireworks.com. Once again, shout out Tony for pulling up. We appreciate you. Shout out Chris Don pulling up. We appreciate
Thank
you.
you for having me,
Catch
man.
their bouts. Bakersfield. Chris, that'll be October 15th. And then Salt Lake City, the FFC Championship.
Let's go!
Let's go. My man Tony's going to be putting on a show.
Consistency.
November 5th. This has been the Indie Artist Music Showcase, GTV Radio. We will catch y'all next time. We out.
Sir.
Bye-bye.
Classy. On behalf of GTV Radio, we want to say thank you for tuning in with us every week. Download our free app available on all devices. GTV Radio, the platform for independent artists.